well do you really know your podcast hosts?
You listen to them every day, but have you ever wondered what goes on behind their microphones? There's a killer on the loose somewhere.
Hold on, guys. Do you really think we should start off that way? It's kind of presumptuous. I mean, how do we know if they listen to us every day?
Hey, I'm just reading what's in the script, okay?
Those are some good lines. All right, they're badly delivered, but they're good lines.
I think we should just hit them with the charm.
Okay, good. Excellent. I'll take the lead on this.
Excuse me, Jade. Why you?
Well, I'm an actor. Duh, I can turn on the charm.
Is it on now?
It's warming up.
Speaking of warm, it's so hot in here. Do we have to do this in a closet?
Yes, the acoustics are better. And trust me, okay, you guys need acoustics. All right, so I want you to take it again and really hit the word killer. You know, just killer.
There's a killer on the loose somewhere.
No need to scream. Okay, all right, you know what I need you to do? I need you to really punch somewhere.
Give me action.
And action.
Killer on the loose somewhere.
Guys.
All right, okay, do it again, but slower.
Okay.
Guys.
On the loose.
Guys.
What?
Look at this.
Oh, well, one thing's for sure.
Yeah. This sends our podcast
in a whole new direction. And a 5, a 6, a 5, 6, 7, 8. Or which of the Pickwick triplets did it?
Who of the crew would commit this crime?
Mighty little brat, make a mommy go splat.
It's a story pretty great for a nursery rhyme.
Yes!
Yeah.
Oh, we're such losers, man. Good evening, folks. Welcome to the podcast. I am Jade.
And I am Erica.
And this is Perfectly Marvelous, a podcast dedicated to the hit Hulu show Only Murders in the Building.
And today we're reviewing Season 3, Episode 8, Sitzprobe.
Yes. And we're going to go full Jerica, and the Kara will be silent this week because our baby is under the weather, and we miss her dearly. Sadly, we are not doing the same thing as the trio. We're not getting the band back together this episode. we're so incomplete. But Kara's going to get better soon, and she'll be with us on the next one.
Yes.
So, as usual, we're going to go through the events in order, comment on everything. And part 2, the Whodunit Theories, will be on YouTube. So when you go watch that, subscribe to the YouTube channel. We've got a ton of new subscribers, and it makes me so happy. Thank you so much. Keep doing it. You're doing your job, and I love it. And if you'd like to listen to the full podcast, all of the links for that will be in the description. We're on all the podcast platforms. You can find us everywhere. And of course, to watch the full video, simply go to patreon.com/perfectlymarvelouspodcast and sign up to be one of our most marvelous members. And shout out to all of our marvelous patrons: Gail, Lisa, Kimberly, Melanie, Liz, Kathy, Melissa, Jane, Katrina, Tarika, and our newest member, Eli. Welcome! We've got a new member. It's so exciting. Oh, that made my morning. When I woke up and saw that we had a new patron, I got so excited. So,
Thank you.
And just so you all know, I feel like, I've never really explained like how the episodes on Patreon, the full videos are a little different. They're a little longer even than the podcasts because I keep in all of the like silly tangents and shenanigans that we go off on. Like there was one time Kara talked a really long time about a hilarious like tangent about a raccoon or a squirrel, I think it was. I can't remember, but stuff like that I take out of the podcast usually, and it's just a little sillier. It's a little nonsensical. So if you enjoy those kinds of things, like those crazy ass motherfuckers who pay us to listen to that, if you want to be one of them, all you got to do is sign up to be a patron, and you can hear it all uncensored. So yes, with that, let's get it going on. Let's get into this episode. Tits up, lady.
Tits up. Woo.
Pull up my I'm wearing my tie-dye
It's very cute.
crop top. Yeah, I thought it was appropriate. But it keeps slipping down, so I kind of look naked on YouTube now.
No, you look super cute.
Can't have that.
You're a tie-dye Jade, not tie-dye guy.
Yeah, there you go. Tie-dye Jade. Yeah, if you want to see the nude podcast, you really have to pay extra for that one. That's a separate tier on Patreon where we podcast in the nude.
Oh my goodness. You've got like lots of crotches behind your head. You got, naked babies. You got Tom Petty. It's great. It's wonderful.
Yes.
Amy Winehouse.
Yeah, I'm at my parents' really super cool house right now. And okay, listeners, before we get into it, I'm at my parents' house in Florida, my bestie's house. I'm having so much fun, but it's not exactly podcast friendly. The acoustics are, we need acoustics, as Oliver would say.
You need to be in a closet right now, right? You need to go find
I need to be in a closet.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I have a closet here, but the sound is actually worse because the air conditioning goes right into it and everywhere else is super echoey. So I apologize. I hope I can make the sound okay. But if you're watching on YouTube, you can see a really fucking cool background.
Yes.
My parents are like low-key rock stars. Look at this wall. This is their pool table room. So I'm podcasting
I am dying. I just want to listen to music right now.
It's really cool. Yeah, I'm podcasting on top of a pool table.
That's amazing.
And it's a pretty cool, it's a cool setup. So you have bad acoustics, but you have really cool eye candy. I wish I could take this backdrop with me everywhere I go and podcast with it. So anywho, all right, let's get into the episode. So we start out with this voiceover from Loretta talking about how both life and the theater are all about choices. Acting is all about choices. She's writing this letter to Dickie. And I gotta say, I love this because it's very accurate. In acting technique, in my training, they've always said, you want to make choices rather than decisions, because the difference being choices connects you to personal intentions, your personal values, your personal beliefs. That's rather than like a decision, which are reasoned out due to like consequences or factors outside of your personal control. So I love that they use the word choices because it is totally an acting thing. And whenever we would say, they beat it out of you in acting school, don't ever make a decision, make a choice.
Right.
And differentiating that in your brain, it is actually really helpful, So I loved that they brought that in here. What did you think about this?
It was so poignant, so beautiful. Meryl Streep is like the goddamn goat. Like she just can't. I don't know. I can't. But like she was like saying the same story, the same lines, and just like really how it applied not only to her craft but also to her own life and how it kind of just carried her through. Her young adulthood and into even her adulthood. It just her choice just followed her as she went on. There also was another mention of her feeling cursed, and I felt like that's been mentioned a lot this season. This follow, but it's also kind of goes back to this like guilt that is just plagued her entire life and continues to do so. But it was heartbreaking to see she's been desperate to meet her, to find her dream. And it was just so cute. Like she was always the lead in the play. And then what was it? She was the best actress in the Midwest and was written by her dad.
Her dad. Yeah.
It was so cute. And then, it's just so sad, like where her life goes. And she doesn't say that Dickie is a mistake. It's just, this was something that happened and she had to make a choice only so she can go to that other choice that she had in life, which was to go to New York and become an actor professionally. It was really sad. It was really, I'm sure it's many people's stories, but
it happens when I was talking about this with my mama just yesterday, that she says she doesn't regret it at all, but she had me so young and I was a big surprise, so for a parent to have that choice when you're so young and to know deep down in your heart that this is just not my choice. It's not that I don't love, children. Clearly Loretta feels for this child and she's probably felt it her whole life, but just to have to make that decision, like my mom made the decision to fight for me, to have me, to keep me when no one else around wanted to. She was like, no, this is happening. I'm having this baby. She's like 22 years old, like 21 when she got pregnant with me. It's just, and I'm like, thank you so much for giving up. She gave up her life for her, young years for me. And she said she wouldn't change it, of course. But yeah, Loretta clearly feels so much regret. And you see the whole Loretta storyline in such a different light now, don't you? When she says to Oliver, thank you, when he gives her the role.
Yes.
You now watch that scene, and that's the reason why we all thought it was just Meryl Streep being Meryl Streep, intense, emotional. When she gets that part, it's like, you're giving me everything.
You're giving me access to my child that I've always wanted to be near and be seen. And, I guess she's supposed to be in her late 60s, 70s. I guess.
Yes.
So she's never been near her child in how long? 50 years or so? It's like, wow. It's like, it gives me chills. Like,
and
how?
Can I? Oof. Sorry, go ahead.
No.
Yeah,
I'm verklempt. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to say, can I just say, okay, Meryl Streep is fucking 74 years old, people. 74. She's so hot and
Goddess.
So beautiful. I guess 74 is not that old, especially now, but I don't know. I never would have thought she was 74. And then you look at, what's his name? The actor who plays Dickie, Jeremy Shamus. He's 20 years younger than her. And I'm like, they kind of look the same age. They don't look that far apart.
Yeah.
She's just looks so good, Meryl.
Yeah.
Like, damn.
She is aging beautifully.
Yeah.
And
yep.
Yeah. No, I really, this whole entire opening was just, I thought it was like, it could have just stopped after that because it was just so rich and so full of answers and backstory that we didn't get. And
now it's like we know why she felt cursed, and now we know all these answers why she, the regret that we always like, was that because she killed Ben? Is that why she regrets and feels cursed and feels like she deserved to have no success? And no, it's because this is what she feels she did wrong in her life. And I also there's a connection to Oliver again, because he always was saying he felt cursed and that's why his shows weren't successful. But Jerry told Oliver, the only wrong choice is no choice. Indecision is
you're
death.
Right. You're right.
They are paralleling each other. They're just so good for each other. And I really hope Loretta is as into Oliver as he is into her, because I'm a little worried he's going to get his heart broken.
After, especially by the end of the episode, I mean, his heart is really broken, literally broken.
Yeah. Oh God. All right. Well, we'll get there. We're not there yet.
We're not there.
I gotta work up to it.
I think there's a couple things I just want to. There was another mention of a miracle, like when she found the couple that were unable to have a baby and described when they were able to get pregnant. It was a miracle, and that's what Dickie had called Ben the miracle baby. So there's there's that still this idea of that. And then also there was something else I had noticed in there that poop got lost. When she's singing the song, we realize we know she's singing to him now. Like we see that.
More things
like it's just like
are clear.
Okay, now we know her perception. We know what's going on in her brain, that inner monologue of where she's singing from and where she's coming from. It's just purely from a mother longing for her child, which is so sad.
We also get confirmation that she is indeed that young girl from episode 1. There's been a lot of chatter about people saying that little girl with the braids could be someone other than Loretta. No, it's Loretta, y'all. It's Loretta. Is canon now. Yeah. I thought that was pretty clear, but some people were still wondering. So now we know for sure. And I gotta say, okay, that theater director that came into her life and got her,
skis.
Why did they have to make him so creepy?
I know.
What was that about? Yeah. And I wonder if that's going to come back into play. We'll talk about it more in theories, but I just wonder if Dickie's real father, there is a reason for that nefarious look in that guy's eyes, because he was
a creep.
Creepy looking.
Yep.
I was like, literally said out loud, ew.
I said the same.
Why you gotta film him like that?
I know.
You filmed him like freaking
like Uncle Ernie from Tommy or something. Like ooh, like he was
or Norman Bates.
Yeah, I was like, ugh, gross. Get away from me. No, skis.
This is so gross.
Fucking pig.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. She realized her book was missing when she was going through her apartment. And then also something I noted that was Dickie was sitting up in the front row looking up. And, you know, we could see that like this kind of gave me like, he's looking at them with like admiration. This is not him just looking at Loretta. He's looking at something like the whole. And why else would he care if you guys weren't onto something, thinking that he more likely is the person who wrote the play? I think you guys are right.
I mean, maybe. I don't know, though. Now I'm wondering if that's, I don't know. We'll get there in theories for sure, but I really hope it's significant. I need it to be significant.
We'll see.
Because it's just going to bother. If that never comes back, I'll be bummed.
It'll be a Jade plot hole. They'll be like, come on. They'll be like, come on, guys. We can't talk about everything. It's only 30 minutes long.
This show doesn't have many plot holes, and this is one that I'm like, please, come on. If they don't explain the finger tattoos or that, I'll be bummed.
Well, we'll see. We got 2 more after this.
Yes. So, okay, we have opening credits. Obviously, we all saw it. It was not hard to spot. The conductor was on the rooftop. That was cool. And then, okay, we get to this rehearsal. So we have this Loretta Dickie moment. Loretti. She's acting.
That's Dickie and Loretta's ship name.
Loretti, yeah. Although we don't want to ship.
No. That's their mommy
mother-child name.
Yeah. We don't want them to be like Cliff and Donna.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, me and my mama's name would be our ship name would be so weird. It would either be Jarby or Bade. So I think that me and my mama's ship name should just be Little Cat and Little Cat Blue, because she calls me Little Cat and I call her Little Cat Blue.
I like it. Meow.
Yes. Meow. Meow. Yes. Okay. So Loretta and Dickie. Loretta's acting like real giddy. And at first I was hoping, I'm like, oh, I hope Dickie doesn't think that she's into him or something. But I think that they only did that. It seemed like they were really filming that introduction scene into the episode when she was like, I have a letter for you. I can give it to you and just run away. It seemed like they wanted to give us a little, maybe that, have a little mystery in our minds. It was for the audience, I think, more than actually made sense in the moment. Like, that's not how I don't know. Maybe Loretta really would have acted like that in real life. I don't know. Either way, it seemed a little too much like she was romantically interested in him. And like that might be where his mind is, but clearly toward the end of the episode, we don't. No. They have a bond that is not romantic, and he doesn't find it.
Yeah,
he's not into her that way. Yeah,
I could see that. Yeah, definitely.
So then Oliver insists on focus, no distractions. Enter Mabel, distraction. That was a big theme of this episode. Was no distractions. Everyone needs to be 100% focused, and you really should, because
it's a Sitzprobe.
A Sitzprobe, a tech rehearsal. Those are always when actors come unfocused or hungover or tired or whatever. Those are the most important. Through the years, I have learned you really got to be on your game for those, even though they're boring and feel tedious. It's not necessarily for you, the actor, but it kind of is. You get a lot of benefit from learning your mark, your cue, if you live or die by those things.
Right.
And when all the rehearsal at the end of the day is done, that stuff is in your body like muscle memory.
Yeah.
And now the new thing you got to memorize is cue and listening for things like, music, other actors, where the lighting, making sure that you're doing your part. So the fact that no one was very on point in this episode was questionable.
It almost felt like the reading, like the first rehearsal or something. But no. They got through, but I've never, it's funny. And I mean, it could be just because I'm more into community theater. I'd never heard of the word Sitzprobe. So this was something new for me. I know tech rehearsal. I know Hell Week. I know all that. So I learned something new today.
Yeah, I had heard this word before, but I'm not a singer, so it's not like I use it very often.
Yeah,
but I thought it was funny and strange the way that everybody, like Oliver and Loretta, were choosing to reveal these really big things to each other on such a crucial day. I'm like, can you maybe wait until after opening night and get it going? Like, let it get the ball rolling before you start to, because things could go really sideways.
Yeah.
Dickie could have a bad reaction. I mean, I guess she's confident because of their relationship that he's going to react well.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like feels like she's running out of time. Like, and actually, even Oliver, like there's really a lot of like they're frantic with their like how intentional they are trying to get to this person. Like, I don't know. Like, even the way he said, "I love you," it was like, why would you say that to her before she's about to go on? Like, that would have really like kind of threw me off. That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, there was a lot. I'm like, guys, you need to take a breath and sit back for a minute.
Yeah, even though it's nice to hear that, you never know. You just never know.
Yep.
Yeah. Unprofessional behavior.
Yes.
So, but Howard was great. He was trying to be professional. 2 minutes, people, don't make me use the whistle. No distraction. Ooh, are those schmackeries?
Throwback to episode 1.
And I wonder if the mention of more schmackeries is going to be significant. Those cookies are kicking around a lot. I don't know. Maybe.
I think so. Put
it in the clue book.
Yep.
Mark it down, Nancy Drew.
Yes.
And so Mabel shows up and she talks to Charles and Oliver. They have this little sidebar. And I love this moment with Charles when he says, "Whoa, go pro." And Mabel does this look where she's completely nonplussed and the camera just holds on her face and she just goes, in her best Selena Gomez deadpan, like, really? Fuck off. It was so funny to me. The way that the camera pointed it out and like held on it, it was so funny.
It's so good.
Charles was killing me in this moment.
Yes. And he called Tobert Toblerone. That's a great nickname. Shit. I would call him Toblerone. That just again confirms that I'm such a Charles because I call people ridiculous nicknames, whether they want them or not. And I apologize.
Never apologize. I want a silly name from you. Come up with one.
I'll think. I already
put it in the back.
You're jet setting Jade. I'll come up with another one.
Yeah, now I am. Florida's jet setting. Whole 3-hour flight.
Exactly. No,
yeah, Trouble in Candyland with Toblerone, which is my affectionate nickname for Tobert, whom I really like him. I approve. Charles is trying.
Yeah,
he feels bad,
but Charles does not have a good radar on partners. So I don't know.
Well, no, because he thinks he's so sure that the trio is going to get back together, and he's like, "We're back. The trio is back. Trio on 3, 1," and everyone's like, "No." Oliver's like,
not having it. Nope. Sorry,
not having it.
Not having it.
Cracking me up.
Oh my God.
He really wants to do the podcast. Oliver's not into it though. It's a little bit of a bummer. It's kind of a bummer. I get it. I'm not mad at Oliver's storyline, but it is a little bummer when Oliver just really does not care about the investigation at all because he was always the one who really, really cared before.
Yeah. It's like a shift in his character, but maybe not because if you think about it, like in season 1, he is just completely down on his luck. He has no money. He is, in his mind, a has-been. He hasn't worked in a really long time, and he's finally working again. What is this, about over a year later? This is all he's thinking about is, digging himself out of that failed show. So maybe that's why. It's the only thing. I rewatched episode 1 today, and
me too.
Oh, good. So it's nice and fresh because I was like thinking about like Mabel. Mabel was like really feeling left out and really was trying to get them together and was kind of jealous of the fact that Charles and Oliver worked together, and she felt like she missed them. And you could kind of see, well, she's distancing herself now, and Oliver is still in that same space. Like he just is like, oh, I don't have time for this. So it's sad.
Yeah. And he only is into it when, I guess it's Oliver's selfishness, but at the same time, he's got bills to pay. Like he doesn't want to lose his apartment. So I do get it. He's like, when Mabel says finding the killer is the only way you're going to have an opening night, dumbass. And he's like, later he's into it. And he's like, if cracking the case means I save the show, then I'm in. I'm like, well, at least he's in.
Yeah. In some way.
Yeah. I do miss Oliver being, on the case, and Scooby-Doo style.
Yeah, excited and happy and really determined. But yeah, no, he's just, he's not.
He's got priorities.
Yeah. He's a little he's hyper-focused on other things right now.
Yeah, he's got a lot going on. So, okay. The crowd goes wild. Detective Williams crashes rehearsal. We love to see it.
Oh my God.
We love to see it.
Okay.
Davine Joy Randolph, I love you.
All right.
She's so grand.
Did you watch Dexter?
No.
Oh my God. I have to play this clip for you.
It's on the list.
Okay, there is a scene where there's a detective that kind of like, just the same thing. And I'm so upset that I can't quote it right now, but he comes in basically saying, guess who, motherfuckers. I'm totally misquoting it. I apologize, but I had that because it's so badass. It was so like, what?
I love it.
Oh, I'm going to send it to you later on, but it reminded me of that moment. But yes.
NYPD, motherfuckers.
Yes. And
great segue integration from Loretta's line, who goes there?
Oh, exactly.
Yeah, so good.
And I love the hearing Creatures of the Night. And hello, Jonathan was feeling it. He was doing a really good job. I was like, I would watch this. I would totally go to that show.
Oh, totally.
I want this show. It's kind of like Bombshell. I want Bombshell to eventually come out. I know they're working on it.
Oh my God, I know. Same here.
Now we need to get Death Rattle Dazzle on the stage because I want to see it.
Erica, we've never talked about Smash. I love that you watched Smash.
I have totally watched Smash.
It's so random. I've watched Smash recently. I rewatched it again because I was thinking to myself, I just want something about theater and, a good thing I can put on the background, something I've already seen. And I was like, oh my God, fucking Smash. I remember I've watched that so long ago and I put it on and it's quite delightful.
Yes.
It's cheese. It's my garbage. And I love it.
Listen, and anything that's just for like theater nerds, like, of course, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Yay.
And Deborah Messing, it's like so funny, the love-hate relationship I have with Deborah Messing. I love her because she's just absurd. She's just absurd. And in that show, she is comically, obnoxiously just over the top about everything. She's on level like 20 at constantly. I'm like, Deborah Messing, thank you. Thank you.
I think that, and I love Angelica Houston. I was just so happy to see her
queen.
On. Oh my God. Yeah, I have to watch that again. I haven't watched it since it was on, but I love it so much. And if I'm listening to on Broadway on my radio and stuff from Smash comes on, I'm like,
yes, I know.
I'm so happy.
I know. I really am excited for that shit to come out on Broadway.
Yeah.
Anywho. Segway Jones. All right. So, Detective Williams says Ben was poisoned before opening night and the killer is someone in the room. Pants dropping moment. And Detective Williams also loves Kimber because Kimber apparently played Roxy Hart in Chicago.
I'm sure she did.
Okay. I'm like here for it. Give me that show. I thought that Kimber was just a kind of nobody. This might have been her first show, like a TikTok star, but no, apparently she's got credential to back her up. So good for her. Your work is a goddamn delight. Stop. No, you stop. I would really hate to lock your ass up. She was just serving it. I could quote every line.
Williams is like, we need to bring her on here because we could just like nerd out with her. She is
she's one of us.
She's
a marvelous one.
Oh my God. Her dancing and Jordan the Patterson. Oh my God.
Oh, we will get there. Okay. So yeah, she says Ben was poisoned before the show, which they conveniently covered up. I need more information on this poisoning. It's just so unclear. So
like out of like, oh really? You figured it out? That's a lot. Yeah.
It's a lot. Yeah. So the tox report was messed with, in my opinion, by Dickie. We'll talk about it in theories more, but regardless of who messed with the toxicology report, how do they know? I just need to know the timing of all of this. She says that he was poisoned before the show, but why does that? There's like so many other people besides just the cast. I think it's probably like TV logic where it has to be, we're focusing on, but there's like crew members, there's other people in the theater that need to be questioned.
Yeah.
Well, whatever. It's an Agatha Christie moment. It's fine.
Right.
But I need them to explain this a little bit more.
Just a little bit. I know. They're like, we have 2 episodes left. Let's crack the case now or get more. You know, let's rapid speed. Yeah. No.
Exactly. Yeah. So they have the sidebar and like the first thing that we hear Detective Williams talking about is she's like, and did you see the movie version with Queen Latifah? And then my brain went here. we need to see the Chicago with Davine Joy Randolph as Matron Mama Morton. Please give me this. Give me this.
That's all I ask for.
Wishes, hopes, and dreams.
Yes, please.
All I want for Christmas and my birthday and for every present ever is to see this.
Yes.
Yes, Davine Joy Randolph, if you are listening, please make a TikTok.
Yes.
I would appreciate.
I will share it.
Yes.
I will repost it. It will be all over.
Well, because if we don't get more Detective Williams singing in this season, I want my money back. Rigged.
Yep.
Not fair. Unfair.
Nope.
We need to see it.
We need it. We need it right now.
Yep. So Oliver and Mabel convince Williams to hold interrogations at rehearsal. My notes just say LOL. Sure.
Like, okay. Whatevs.
I love this. I love it. It's absurd and I love it. It's my kind of thing. Silliness. So in these interviewing moments, we get some great stuff happening here with Williams and Charles. So since we have no Kara this episode, I get 2 marvelous moments. I'm claiming 2.
Go ahead.
And
please.
I have a feeling that they probably will be your marvelous moments as well. You told me yours, but I forgot it. So when we get to it, let me know if it's not this. So Williams is interviewing the suspects in Charles' dressing room, and he comes in looking for, he's selling the room. He's like, here, you see, got a good chair, lumbar support for days. And it's this moment when she bounces on the chair and gets such enjoyment out of that. She's like, yeah, lumbars, I love a good chair. And then Ty enters and she just gets super serious and she just goes, have a seat, young man. And just the way, watch it, hold on.
But I do love a good chair. Lumbar support?
For days.
Ooh. Young man, come and have a seat. Hey, Charles, I'm not talking till you get up and go.
It just cracked me up, man. This got my funny bone so hard, the way that she just, and then, have a seat, young man. And then she nods to the other cop.
So funny. I like when, just from that scene, when she talks about what his old man magazines or something, when he was like trying to sell the dressing room about like Architectural Digest and something. I'm like, oh my God, she's too funny.
This was my favorite episode so far this whole season. I thought that last episode, this one, every line was a bang. I was peeing my pants with laughter. A large part because of Davine Joy Randolph. I kind of just want to call her Davine now because her name's so long. I feel crazy saying it that long. So we're on first name basis. Davine. Yes. Love the name, by the way. No notes on the name.
Nope. No, I loved it. That was his weighted blanket. Oh, that scene was definitely a front contender for that. Like, I loved it. It was so funny. It's like,
the weighted a big cozy dog. It's like, I can't get up. It's like the weight of a small man. Like, what? A small man. The 60-pound man. Yeah, that's so good. And then, the next marvelous moment was with Oliver. This was really the one, if I had to pick just one, it would be this one. When Oliver comes in to apologize for Charles's horrible behavior. Hold on.
It's my fault he's acting up. I gave him a patter song, which is theater parlance.
I know what the fuck a patter song is. Is it the Gilbert and Sullivan thing, right? Like Pirates of the Pen. You know what? No, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. Stay focused now.
Oh, he
anyway,
knows.
He knows. Ratcheted up his anxiety to a whole new level.
This moment.
Now, I don't know if you've ever hit a deer, but in the moment before your car makes impact, there's a look in their eyes.
And Charles is a deer. I got it.
Do you, though? Maybe I just stay here until I think of the right devastating analogy.
Putnam.
What?
Get the fuck out.
Okay.
Close the door.
Oh, yeah. Good to see you.
Siri?
I'm living for it. I am living for it. I just couldn't. It
love
was so
her interactions with those two. I just so funny. And her delivery, like, I would be cracking up because she is just so...
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm sure that there's so much cracking up in the bloopers. Give me the bloopers, please.
Yes, give me behind the scenes.
Yeah, I need it. That was just so good. And also, I just have to say, because everyone's talking about it. There was an article. There was not a favorable article printed a couple of weeks ago about Martin Short and saying his acting is unfunny. I just, you know what? Go fuck yourself. And I do not support this. And also, I just want to say how much I love the article, because all it actually did was give Martin Short airtime so that everyone can come up and say, actually, no, you're completely wrong, and these are all the reasons why he's amazing. So the article had the opposite effect. Like, in spite of itself, it actually worked against what it was trying to do. I just love that shit, because it's wrong. There's right and there's wrong, and they are just incorrect.
That guy is wrong. He needs to just
Everyone can have an opinion except when it's that.
Yeah, just go sit down. I'm like, you know what it is? It's like, I'm not a writer. I just think if, like, I don't like someone's work, like an artist of any whatever, I don't think I would take all that effort and time to write an article like that. Like, it was just like, and why would they publish that? You're right. It was like, okay, the discussion just came out of how much we love Martin Short versus like this, and this guy's a jackass. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm like,
and they went into such detail. They did research about his whole career. I mean, it's actually quite a great article, just the first part of it before it gets into the negative about why he's unfunny. The talk about his whole life career. And I'm like, you're just listing all the reasons he's amazing.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Don't buy it, dude.
Tangents.
Nope. No hot takes from that guy. None. Zero.
No. No more, please.
So in those two interview sections with Charles and with Oliver going into the room, we did confirm that Ty is just eye candy and Bobo is just weird. Like, that's just like that's it. They're just weird. He's a weird guy. Ty is, so they're obviously no longer of any importance. They were just fluff.
I was totally on board with this thinking until I thought about it some more, and probably started to go into the thing that we always all do. We overthink it because it's a murder mystery. I think I've been very guilty of that this year, because this is the first season of Only Murders that I've podcasted on. So I'm all, overthinking is the name of the game. And it's, hey, you love it, listeners. You love it. You're here for it.
Yes.
We all. So I have a thought about that in theories. I think you're right. I kind of totally agree. But, there's always a maybe. You never know till you know.
True. But I think it was the most we've heard from Bobo the entire season. Like, about his mother only has 1 foot. It was like really weird and bizarre. I'm like, what?
Just so random. Like, what? Your mother only has 1 foot? And she's like, Bobo, none of that personal shit. Oh, just the facts, ma'am. So Howard, yes. So Howard's helping out. He's just wants to talk to Mabel, an ace investigator with a closet full of cashmere. This is his spirit animal.
Oh, he was delivering
too.
this episode as always. I think close to my second was when he mentioned his Papa Smurf Skeletor fanfic.
In the wrong hands, it could be misunderstood. We've all got those things.
I'm like, I had too much imagery in that. I'm like, oh no. Howard, what's going on?
Just the randomness, like 1 foot, Papa Smurf, what is going on? It's just so great. I'm here for it. It's amazing.
I love it.
Yep. I love that that's Howard. Howard's got some very interesting interests. He's a layered human, and I just yodeling, puzzles, Papa Smurf, Skeletor / fanfic.
But we know he was a very unpopular child, and I guess I can relate to him having these quirky like these things that made him such a very well-rounded adult.
He got creative.
He did.
And Mabel's like, hey, man, I see you. And I love that. I love this. I love them together.
They're cute.
Great. I'm so happy that Michael Sterol Creighton is such a huge part of this season. It makes me so happy.
I think they finally, they saw how awesome he is, and they lifted him. That's one reason why I think I'm really glad he's not the killer, because I want him there. I want him to stay.
Yeah.
I need him for every season.
Totally. Totally. So he's Nancy Drewing it up. He heard someone shredding something in the office. That was the thing he heard. And I was like, that was so obvious. I'm like, oh, that was it. I thought, well, obviously, it's the shredder. That's the weird noise. We were all thinking, was it sex noises? Was it, was there an argument? Like, what was the weird noise? And that was the reason that he had that weird look on his face when he saw KT shredding something. You see it when you rewatch the episode. I saw his face was like, familiar sounds. Where have I heard that before? So he's putting the pieces together. So there's 2 questions on the table. What was happening before Ben was poisoned? And can I be on your podcast? I say yes. Welcome. Come, Howard. You could always be on our podcast.
Yeah, he could just do the intro.
Yes. Yes. And so Mabel kind of dangles the bait. If you help me out, you can maybe be on the podcast. He's like, I can be on. And she's like, well, maybe. It's a hard maybe.
Yeah.
But I'm like, let him be on the podcast. I need to see it. Please, next episode.
I need it. I absolutely need it. Oh my
One
God.
of my favorite moments was Howard on his knees on the floor with 2 fistfuls of shredded paper. There's a killer on the loose. This is what I do. Now get me some Scotch tape and get the hell out of my way. It's just great.
I like the
Howard.
choice when he, when it gets really kind of like really his voice deepens. I'm going to need lots of fucking tape. Like you can hear like he goes from that Howard pitched down. I love it.
Yeah.
It's so cute.
We're gonna need more Scotch tape.
Yes.
So in this, we get a couple of things. The idea that the murderer, the idea that the murderer would shred a crucial document and then leave the shredding in the shredder is just very Scooby-Doo and LOL.
Yeah.
It's so cute.
It is.
But I guess that's what happened, or maybe what happened. Mabel also sees this rat poison in the office, and she's thinking, no, something's going on here. That's when she encourages Howard, what are the words in determined? Tired, denied, keep going, remedied, redeemed, me. No, that worked better than I thought. It was very funny.
It's so cute.
So they're looking for this document with the date of opening night, the 16th, February 16th. So I don't know. Do you think that this is going anywhere? I just can't.
I don't know. I just don't see how they can reassemble like this document because things are shredded and they look exactly the same. And I'm like, I don't care how good of a puzzle, person you are. That is really hard to do when it's all the same color, same shape, and it's just letters. I just don't know. I've
seen it.
Like I seen it done, but I'm like, I don't know.
It was a plot in another murder mystery that I watched, a TV show, I think. I can't remember what it was. I've been racking my brain. I just can't think of it. It'll probably come into my mind. But I've seen it done on shows, and I'm like, this is absurd. This is really... But they're trying.
We'll see. I mean, it kind of just... I mean, there's part of me that kind of still feels that KT might be linked in some way. And I have some things to talk about on theories.
Yeah.
So I mean, maybe not necessarily we'll see what comes out of the thing that was shredded, but maybe. We'll see.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't imagine. I'm excited to hear what you have to say about that because I have no ideas, like what this document could be. I just...
I have no idea.
Do you not know?
I'm like...
It was something. It's got to be something, though, right?
Maybe it was I don't know. Cookie order. I just don't know because it's like what else was printed other than like scripts and things that were for like the rehearsals and things like that. Like I can't see again unless it's something with theory like has to do with maybe Donna and Cliff giving her information because they might work with her in some way, so maybe there's something in there that might tie something up. I don't know.
Yeah maybe. We shall see, but...
Or it's just a hilarious moment between Mabel and Howard.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. This shredding gave us this hilarious moments with Howard. Yeah, give it to me. So now we have Loretta and Oliver. They have some major getting to know each other truth time. Loretta confronts Oliver about her book, and Oliver says the right thing. You don't owe me an explanation. And then he completely takes it back on par, on brand for Oliver.
I'm like, no. Yeah, very on par for him, but I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Not the right time.
Yeah, he's still suspicious. He thinks that she just got something. I mean, he did erase the fucking pig message because he thought it could be Loretta. So, I don't know. I loved the moment, though, when Oliver says, Mabel's never wrong, except when she suggested I remove the singing crab people out of my show. I mean, that's just lunacy. What is this show? I need to know.
Yeah.
Singing crab men. Oh, man.
I don't know. I mean, again, Meryl, like her reaction when Oliver mentioned that Mabel thinks it's Dickie, and you could just instantly see her, like her eyes and how they shifted and how you could see how really nervous she was getting about it. And then not only does he say it's Dickie, he calls him Ben's creepy brother. So
Yeah.
she's like, no.
She's like, you're not scoring points in this book, man.
Nope.
Yeah, the bed will be up on the wall and locked up on there. It will not be coming down next time you come over.
Yeah, totally.
Yep, nothing like a leg zipper upper, like saying your son sucks. You know?
And he's a killer. Yeah.
And right. And he's creepy and all that shit. Although, not wrong. Dickie's a little creepy to me.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just the show wants us to think he's
they're kind of leaning towards that.
Yeah. So then, okay, so yes, now she's got a mission. She's got to get Dickie's name off that suspect list. So she goes to Mabel, fishing for her theory. Mabel suspects Dickie. Also, okay, we get this Scotch tape that Loretta is never without because gift wrapper hacks, right? How is this Scotch tape going to play into this? I feel like it's going to be significant. Maybe this was all the significance it's giving us. Maybe like this, they wrote her to be a gift wrapper just so she could offer Mabel the Scotch tape. And then for the Scotch tape, not even to help them do anything. I don't know. I'm like, is this going somewhere? I'm just noting it down. Like,
I did too.
Tape, keep it in mind.
I wrote that down as too. It's like she goes nowhere without it. But I don't know how that's going to play because like, was there any other episode that mentioned tape? She also mentioned the, oh God, it wasn't gaffer tape. It was the marking tape. What is that called again?
The spike tape.
Spike tape. Thank you. So, but yeah, she mentioned that. So there's a little bit of tape mentioning here, like a
lot of tape going on.
Lots of tape. I don't know. It could be just like, hey, here's extra stuff. It could mean nothing at all. But yeah, nope. I did notice that as well. And I was going to just say like this conversation between Loretta and Mabel was really uncomfortable because Loretta's obviously fishing and Mabel is obviously like, what are you talking about? Like killers usually try to insert themselves in here. But it was kind of nice of her to say like she noticed there was like nothing wrong with being a late bloomer and she was trying to connect with her. And I think
the words out of my mouth.
Mabel does that really well. And but it was like, you could hear like Loretta was just so frustrated. She's like, she called Dickie a kid. Like, that's weird. Dickie's like 50 something years old. He's not a kid anymore.
It's like, a child.
Yeah, exactly. So, and also we heard again, like the idea of like poison is a woman's method. We're bringing it all back. We've been talking about this, I think, since episode 1, like how poison is typically a woman's choice. Yeah. So, what I did like was like when Loretta started throwing people in, like just kind of inserting people who could possibly suspects, like Bobo and KT. Oh, what a bitch, So it's like it's kind of
what
like,
a bitch.
It's like it's basically what they've been doing to us all season. They're like, oh yeah, here's this one, and then here we are still like okay, but we're getting a little bit closer. But yeah, I thought that was really cool.
Yeah. More about that when we get into theories for show.
Mm-hmm.
But I did like that growth moment from Mabel for sure when she said, "There's nothing wrong with being a late bloomer." I was good for you, Mabel.
Yeah,
you learned that's big for her. Getting to be okay. It's okay to be where you are. You are where you are, and that is exactly where you're supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
And you know that because you are there.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So, okay, Mabel and her guys, they're getting the band back together and the crowd goes wild. We are all happy to see it. So, Charles and Oliver recorded Detective Williams' interrogations. And so they start walking Mabel through the events of how they did it. And I love this. We see all the scenes again, but this is how it really happened, like in Clue. Or this is done in so many murder mysteries, and I love it to show us the same thing, but from the truth angle. There's like your perspective and my perspective, and then what is actually
this is what
really happening.
And I love that it kind of just showed like how Charles and Oliver are showing their detective chops to Mabel. Because she's like, they're not just her old.
The whole time, we thought we were watching because they had one job to do. They had to keep an eye on Detective Williams and those interrogations and spy on her and figure out what was said in those interrogations. And, Mabel's like, okay, I doubt that's going to go anywhere. These guys are going to fuck it all up. And we get to watch them thinking, oh God, look at them, the weighted blanket and like the deer analogy. Like, come on, they're fucking it all up. And then it's like, no, they actually were right on they nailed it.
They did it.
I loved this reveal. I was like, oh, go guys. Yay.
I loved it. I loved it so much. It was so funny.
All Charles had to do is, I got this. I just have to say one word right after the other, faster than any other human ever should.
And this is my marvelous moment. Is that Patterson
Oh, wonderful.
scene. Yes. That whole
yes.
I couldn't even pick apart, but that whole scene was so much eye candy. So much was going on. And I think my favorite part of it is that it's the Brian De Palma split screen where you see the black frame around everything.
Yes, that was so cool.
And the movement of I was like, I'm in heaven. It was so good. It was so good. And I just want to sit that, like, if we're watching any of it, like, you have to take note of who's being featured, like, who's in the focal point.
Totally.
We got Mabel and Howard. We have Charles, and the cast is, like, looking at him in awe, and they're, like, really proud of him. There's Williams with her little policeman behind her. There's Loretta with Dickie in the background, and Dickie's, like, looking at it, like, with such joy in his face, like, what's going on? There's Oliver, but then there's Cliff and Donna. Like, why are they there? You know, because like, there's
a moment where Cliff and Donna look directly into the camera, and it is great.
And then
they love these.
And
two.
then they change their expression. Right.
And don't you worry, we'll get to Cliff and Donna. But first, let us watch some amazing Steve Martin gloriousness. Yes. And apologies, we can play it on the podcast obviously, but we will be copyrighted if we include the sound on YouTube, so it will be watched. I'll have to watch it without sound. Apologies. We'll just play a little bit of it because it's great.
3 little babes in their bassinets, angelic little triplets or triple threats. They might to the sponsor.
Jonathan's face.
Yeah.
Look at Jonathan's. That was really delightful.
And Bobo is like this the whole time, and now he's like starting to relax.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I could watch this entire thing just over and over because Steve Martin's face, every frame.
My favorite part was the very end with the
flapping, the flapping arms, the swinging flapping arms. He's hilarious. He's like marching in place. It's just like, and every time I played this game with myself where I was trying to find like good screenshots to include on the video. And I would fast forward 5 seconds. And every time I would stop, it would just be like another outrageous face from Steve Martin. It is so wonderful to see. He's killing it this season. He is the comedic relief this season, and because Oliver's got the heavy stuff going on, and it's just it's great. He's
bam.
This episode, I could not contain my laughter. I was howling through the whole thing. Multiple watches. It never got unfunny. This is probably my favorite episode of Only Murders in the Building ever.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Like, I mean, it's giving me, for you and I, Erica, especially, it's like everything for us.
I'm like,
musical theater,
you know. Singing, laughing, geeking out, like completely. Yes.
Would have been better if Davine was singing as well. We need that to happen, please.
Yes.
Let that happen. But she's jamming out. She's in the audience like, okay, I'm with it. Yes, I got you.
Yeah.
Yep, she was feeling it. We were all feeling it, man.
I am.
Toe tapper.
I still am.
Yeah, it's such a great patter song.
I also love when he, like at the very end, and Charles, and you know, who is I pick you, and points directly at the screen, breaks that, you know, fourth wall a little bit, but it's Loretta looking so upset.
Oh my gosh, this moment with Meryl Streep, the tears in her eyes, she just looks terrified, and Meryl is just doing her Meryl thing, and it just was chilling.
Like, yes. And we know as the outside audience, we know that she's not, and we know that she's like making choices in her head and doesn't know what to do, and it's oof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only real good thing to come out of all of this is that Mabel was just so impressed. That sounds so unnecessarily complicated, but you guys did it. It reminded me of this shameless plug. Oh my God, Clue 2. The 2 other film reviews that Paul and I have just done on our other, our other YouTube videos and our other podcast, which are on the Patreon. If you want to go check them out, they're pretty good. We have shorter versions as well on YouTube that you can watch if you're not a patron. But we did a review of Clue and Dial M for Murder, another unnecessarily complicated Rube Goldbergian death plot, which I love. Who doesn't love that?
Yes.
So that was great to have that come out of this. But before we get to the end of the tragedy that occurs, let's just take a quick moment and discuss Lil Cliff and Donna. I really want to get into them more in theories, but Wesley Taylor and Linda Emond are a great duo. I'm loving it every time they're on screen. I just want to know more about these characters, you know?
I know. They're plotting. There's some things going on there.
The show did all they could to make them super suspicious to us and mysterious. It definitely succeeded because I am suspicious of these two.
I'm like,
so they're pissed about Maxine being there. Donna hates Maxine. Cliff has nightmares about Maxine. I mean, why?
Yep.
Obviously, some bad reviews have been written about one of their shows in the past. And, well, Maxine's kind of a savage. She says, I was so excited to stomp or to savage your toe-tapping dreams. She says that to Oliver. I was like, bitch.
Yeah.
She was excited to rip him to shreds.
Ew.
But she loves the musical. It sings.
It sings, but she won't admit it yet. But it, when he asks her. But yep.
We know it's coming.
Yeah.
It's a hit.
It is a hit. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'll go to previews.
Hell yes. And there was something that Donna said that I don't know if it's going to be significant or not, but the way it was said it stood out to me. She says, loosen up, Oliver. You're looking more wooden than that lighthouse we built. And I was like, why say it like that?
I also noticed that as well. I also thought there was something else you wrote. I'm going to look in my notes, but if we're going to just talk about her right now, when she was in the bathroom with Loretta, she's been in the business for 40 years and she says she has nerves. But like, I'm trying to think, 40 years. How significant is that? And like, also she says, as a mother, you'll do anything to make sure they're okay. So again, this whole talk about mothers, protecting their children. I know in that like situation, it was like, Loretta was like, I know what I need to do now. Or maybe that's like, I may need to do this now. But I think it's kind of put us towards, I think there's something else going on there. There's definitely more involvement in there.
And she says the line that was so well said, I think, you spend your whole life looking out for your child that never stops and you'll do anything to make sure they're okay. And Loretta's like, damn straight. And I think it's this line that is said to Loretta that gets her in the back of her mind. Just like with Oliver being told, you got to make a choice. No choice is the worst choice. Right. So he says, Mabel's like, what are you doing? You're erasing the fucking pig. And he's like, I'm making a choice. So this, they're very similar creatures. Donna, I mean, Loretta and Oliver, they're just so good for each other. I want them to be happy.
I know.
So this is what causes her to act and throw herself under the bus for Dickie. But there was something else that was actually, we'll talk about that more in theories. The super suspicious stuff about Donna that I picked up on. We'll discuss all of them because that's pretty much the majority of what I have to discuss is all the new information we got about Donna and Cliff.
Yeah.
So let us talk about Loretta and Dickie then. Dickie clearly has been confiding in Loretta.
Yeah, they've developed some type of friendship. It's gone past business. But we just got a confession.
I mean, well,
of some sorts, of at least
of sorts,
where he says like, I watched this scene multiple times, and I'm like, I'm at that point too. Like, did he do it or did he not? But like he said, like when Ben was gone, he felt like he was free for just a few moments, and then he was back and he felt trapped again, and he couldn't take it anymore. Do you understand? Is he saying like, I feel guilty because I felt that way and then he died? Or he came, or like I'm guilty because I actually couldn't take it anymore and I killed him. Like that's where I'm at right now. I'm like, it's not like clear to me that it's 100% him yet, but it's like, it's really pointing to him.
It's really pointing to him. And I think that so this is what Kara and I were talking about, that Dickie is going to be, there's going to be some kind of a misunderstanding where Loretta thinks either he really did do it, and at the final hour, like the last episode, Loretta's going to sacrifice herself for him, or it's going to be one of those things where she has a misunderstanding. I can't remember if it was me or Kara that said it, but one of us said it on another podcast, that there's going to be some kind of something that is misconstrued, and Loretta's going to think, oh my God, he definitely is the killer. I have to do something about this because that's my child and he can't go to, he can't go.
She wants to protect him. But yeah, I was thinking about it like when we saw the Cobra episode when he was holding that hanky, and I'm like it just didn't make sense. Like if he was the killer and he's the one that killed him, if I was getting evidence or paying for evidence, I would burn it or get rid of it. I wouldn't be holding it in that way.
Right.
Like I feel like he feels guilty for maybe not saving him, but also he's just like, has had a lot of trauma from like the way his upbringing was. Like he always had this like not feeling as much as loved as his parents didn't love him as much as his brother, and whatever that might have been, and what that did to him as a child growing up into an adult. But that's kind of where I'm at. I'm like, but the way this episode went, and I had to watch it a couple times, I'm like, did he confess? But I'm like, do I understand? I'm like, I'm not sure if I 100% know yet.
Yeah, I think definitely the show doesn't want us to 100% know yet. They want us to think what Loretta is thinking, that he could possibly be the killer.
Yeah.
I'll let you know what I think in the theories. But I thought it was really sweet with Loretta and Dickie, this bond that they have, because it's like the theme of the show this season. When you feel seen by someone else and someone understands your dreams and gets your place in life and sees your pain and your struggle, that's all you need to feel safe. It's what they said, only when you're alone, that's when the true haunting begins. It's true. When you're not able to connect with someone and you don't feel like anyone understands you, that's to feel isolated and alone is such a big part of this show. And until they found each other, Dickie and Loretta really they weren't doing well. Yeah. Although I don't know if Loretta is necessarily doing well at this moment, because she's
not.
Yeah. So the moment when, first we have Loretta and Oliver, their I love you moment. And it was so, I love this moment. I love this. I don't care about the book. I don't care about any of it. I just want to do our show, our hit show, and go back to your funny little apartment and fall asleep in your arms. And there's more. I love you. It was, I just love these two together. They just
so sweet. It was so cute. So sweet. And Loretta, poor Loretta is like, she's hurting so much. It was not the right time, Oliver.
It was not the right time. I know. And
he couldn't tell.
So awkward.
He could not tell. He could not tell that she is hurting so much inside and is like, having this personal internal conflict that she can't tell him about. And it's so sad. Even when he gave the book back to her, like he couldn't tell like how upset she was, but relieved that she got it back. Like he just could not, he can't figure it out. And it's a shame. Yeah.
I know. I hate that this scene made me so happy, but at the same time I was like squirming in my seat
sad.
Because they're missing each other. They're not on the same, they're like ships passing. They are just not getting it. And it's, God. Yeah. The show is doing a really good job of getting me to care about it. Getting me very emotionally invested. But then, so then Loretta goes on stage to sing the nanny's song, For the Love of a Child, another song that the nanny has. And you got to watch this moment because it's like Meryl Streep is killing it, of course. The words are the perfect word for this is felicitous. Perfect words for the moment. Just, she's singing and confessing.
Kiss. It was chef's
oh my gosh
moment. I was like, oh God, this is so good. No, oh my God.
The way that she goes from singing to confessing to singing. Oh, wait, I gotta play it. Hold on, watch.
Oh,
this.
It's beautiful.
No, for the sake, stop! For the sake, sorry. I did it.
Just the way that she's like still singing, kind of like half in, half out of the song, and just the way that the song gave the perfect segue to that confession is
I
just
have chills.
Brilliant.
Ugh.
I know.
It's like the hand. It's so good. Oh my God. Brilliant.
Yeah.
For a little show like Only Murders in a Building that's supposed to be so silly, funny, and weird. Like
you literally just took the words out of my mouth. I was about to say exactly that.
Like this is such a gem of a show. Oh my God.
Yeah. And then Oliver has Chekhov's heart attack. We all knew it was coming. It was coming back.
Oh, it's hard.
And I was like, well, shit, man. We like to see this.
Been waiting. Well, and also I'm like, why isn't anyone doing Jessica impressions? Where is, like, why? It's too long. I can't. I was about to jump through the screen. I can't.
I know.
Come
I know.
on.
It's just if there's one thing that I just cannot abide, it is seeing Martin Short in physical pain. It just, I can't. Like,
No.
she's just something, he's just such a sweetheart, you know? It's so hard to watch.
No. Oh God.
And if you've listened to me podcast before about other shows, you know how much I really dislike one of my beloved characters getting sick. I don't like those storylines.
No, me neither.
No.
Neither. And just a couple things I noted about the credits. So she went from St. Louis to New York on March 8th, 1976. So close to my birthday, by the way.
My birthday.
That's your birthday. That's right.
I know, because we're like a couple of days apart.
On March 10th.
Yeah.
And then there's a photo of Dickie with his adopted mom and baby Ben. So.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So let us get into theories, because I cannot contain myself anymore. It's like every time that we podcast now, we're like, we just want to get into theories right away.
I know, and I started talking about them earlier. I can't help
no,
myself.
it's fine. All right, listeners, so join us for part 2 of the podcast, also available as a YouTube video, theories and listener feed crack. Woo! See you on the other side.